put a clip about ladies' night.
Really? Where?
Ladies.
On Gem
the
Sunday Roast, he has a show every Sunday.
Where's the clip? Am I in it?
No. Were you on there on an alt?
Yeah, I was. I got banned though.
Did you say some stupid shit? You might be on it.
What kind of question is that? I never
Well-
say anything stupid. Everything that comes
what kind of question is that?
everything that comes out of
Well-
my mouth is 100% true and intelligent.
And stupid?
No.
I can verify that.
Cool.
The Lael
Every
scale.
scale possible. You
The Lael
every-
scale.
you guys don't deserve my presence in here, honestly.
Alright. Alright. Well,
We are
not worthy.
see you later. See ya.
No,
keep
no
up
way.
your presence.
I'm too smart for this chat, honestly.
Mm-hmm. That must
I
hurt.
think you are.
Ooh, the omnipotence.
She's moist.
She's moist.
Anyways, I'm still waiting for a demonstration of curvature.
Jesus.
I fucking knew that. Get you was.
Like
I had so much to say, and I thought, no, I better not.
Boys
Kosha,
better
I'm still
break
waiting for
yourself.
curvature demonstration.
No, you're not. You've seen the fucking curvature. You know what's up.
Never seen it.
You
Hey,
see
Soda, have you seen Dwayne Keller's pictures before?
Oh yeah, we talked about that in the meeting today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, because
the
of the
meeting.
because
Whoa,
you're-
whoa. What meeting? What meeting was that?
Dude, she already went over the meeting, man. She already went over it. You were asking questions about the meeting when she went over it.
I know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh wait, is that you in your profile picture, bro?
That was me?
Who?
My picture?
No,
Monkeys?
no. How do you say it? Omik?
That's him for sure.
Hey, look, guys, they found garlic bread on Mars.
Bubble gum on Mars, you said?
No, garlic bread. Look in the debate chat box.
Alright, so you said they asked you
What
about the
flavor?
balloon, though?
What flavor bubblegum was it?
Oh yeah, they did ask about the balloon, Kosha. They said that we're not going to see. They said no matter how. I think they know now that you're involved in the experiment with me
Ow.
because I guess they heard it from Chemo's video, but they said that we're not going to find curvature, and no matter how high we send it.
Okay,
So
well,
and they're also saying that our experiment's not going to work out at all. They're putting it down, kind of.
yeah, of course they are. Of course they're going to say that. They don't believe that the Earth's a globe, so...
But don't
They're
worry,
gonna-
I told them that I said no. We're gonna make a statement, Kosha. We're gonna get rich off of that out of our weather balloon video.
Hey, well, this is music to my ears, being a Jew and all. But, you know, I'm looking at this NASA picture. NASA finds garlic bread on Mars picture. It's a joke, isn't it?
No, it's real. They actually found it.
Well, no, but that plate, that when you zoom in and the plate comes up, it doesn't even look like that. Like you look like when you zoom into that picture, it doesn't. There's no white. There's not a white plate there.
Yeah, there is.
Scott finally looked up the answer. So
Get wrecked, Kosha.
I'm just kidding, Scott. I'm just messing with you, Scott. Yeah, that's the question, Scott.
Hey, I have a meme for you guys.
Sure, go ahead. No. Wait, hold on, Scott, real quick, just so you know. That 2 times 2 and 2 plus 2 is an example of the matching. It's the same product, same sum.
Have you been talking to me, Kosha?
No, I'm just now starting to talk to you right now. What are you talking about?
Not in the any eye to about 2 seconds ago.
That's what I'm saying. I just now starting to talk to you.
It sounded like you were in
Sushi.
mid-sentence. 'Cause I heard you say just. Well, I heard you say I'm just kidding, but I didn't hear what you said before. Is what I'm saying.
I was talking to Soda.
You said I'm
Probably.
just kidding, Scott.
I call her Scott sometimes.
That seems like a lie.
I don't even remember what I said, to be honest with you. Honestly, don't remember what I said.
Oh,
Who do you
wait, so
guys
Oh,
think
no,
is
that's
the
right,
best?
that's right. I said Scott's finally here if he was looking up the answer for 6 hours.
you give me the answer to what? Is that you want to write about your assumption?
No. Wait, what assumption?
You
says-
don't mean
You want a total of 3
In your
numbers.
example-
Oh, no. You don't get it. I don't mean okay. So 2 times 2 and 2 plus 2. That's just an example of when the product and the sum are the same.
Right.
That's all that is. That's an example of that happening. And so the number I want you to come up with is 3 separate numbers. So the same situation, but instead of 2 numbers, where it's 2 and 2, it's 3 numbers, and those 3 numbers are different. There's only one set.
Oh, you're saying 3 numbers added together equals the product together?
Yes.
Got it.
They're different numbers. But anyway, sorry, Soda.
Is that like 2 sets of 3 numbers?
No. It's the same 3 numbers twice.
3 sets of 2 numbers.
One set of 3 numbers.
Waz told me I'm really shit. He said, you're shit at explaining stuff. Except he said it like
You are, Kosho. It's one of your weak spots.
One of mine? Why don't you say it's my weak spot? He's like, that's your weak spot.
It's the only
that as a
noticeable weak spot.
derogatory comment. I wasn't being derogatory or anything, Kosho. It was just a fact.
Yeah, you emphasize shit like that's your shit. I was like, what the fuck?
I believe I said you're fucked. Did I say shit or fucked?
Yeah, you said you're shit at explaining stuff. It doesn't make sense if you say you're fucked.
So you know, right? You just said it. You know you are.
Anyways, yes, I know that, man. We're talking about Soda and her tenure at 24/7 and our experiment and our balloon thing. No matter, their doubt is predicted. Of course, they would doubt it, but we're gonna do it anyways. Can I run something by the whole room, including Soda? Because originally, my test with the balloon was going to be to measure the horizon and how it drops with altitude angularly. But when we were looking at Baruni's measurement that he did, me and Curve were looking into it. And so I'm doing the simple numbers, I'm doing the math, and obviously, you guys know this, all Baruni needed was the height of the mountain and the angular drop of the distance of the horizon, or the drop of the horizon in the distance from the top of that mountain. There's the only 2 things he needed. And from those 2 numbers, he, through simple math, simple calculus, trigonometry, he was able to determine the radius of the Earth. And so, in that same vein, with the balloon, obviously, I'm going to have the altitude with the GPS or whatever the fuck I'm going to use for the altitude. And also, I'm doing the drop of the horizon. So with those 2 numbers together, I was about making that as part of the observation. Like that'll be part of the test, is to measure the radius from different altitudes even, and seeing if it's consistent. Because if you get consistent measurements of the radius the whole way up from different altitudes and different angular drops of the horizon, I mean that'll make you feel pretty confident about what we think of the radius, right? Maybe I was shit at explaining that, but if I wasn't, then
Fuck at explaining things.
What you said again, I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, I got a bit lost. I got a bit lost after you said, "Hey, can I say this to the whole room?"
Sons of bitches. Well, you guys don't get it then, so it's not my fault.
You guys just don't get it.
You guys should have went to school or stopped going to school or something. I don't know.
You guys it for too long.
Does anybody who gets it have opinions about the validity of that?
Do you normally?
Witzer probably gets it. Why don't you ask him?
Do you normally wear one of those little hats on your head, Kosho, when you
If that
talk
was a
to us?
backhanded comment, Wizard Slayer, fuck you. That guy is probably smarter than this whole room.
Wizard
That
Slayer's
guy
an
is a
idiot.
fucking moron.
No,
Sorry,
Who
he's
has
it's
not.
nothing but a
it's not even
pile of
close.
bullshit word salad, and he can't put together one coherent sentence that actually makes sense.
Soda, you can't be this dumb, Soda. Come on, you should be able to tell the difference between someone who just spouts nonsense and somebody who's smart.
Oh, I think he's awesome.
It's fine that you want to be a little
He may
fangirl
be
and get
awesome.
back
He
to
may
your
be
little
great.
fan
He
taught
club.
may
me
be
a
the
lot
coolest
about the
dude in the
Flash.
But
world.
save your bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe super awesome. He may be the best, but he's not a smart guy. That's for sure.
He would probably destroy this whole room in a debate.
He's been in here. I
has
talked to
He's been here
him.
many times.
No, it didn't happen.
He killed all of us one at a time.
Yeah, it was.
We came back, born again, dumber than we were.
Every single person that you're thinking of has come in here before. They all leave either pissed off, frustrated, or throwing a fit. Some version of that.
That's a good record. Everyone leaves pissed off, frustrated, or not getting what they want.
I mean, it's true. They all think that they have the answer, and it turns out they don't, and then they get mad at us for it.
Yeah, that's
That just got us very astute. That's basically right the hands exit scenario and one of those options, basically.
Have you decided though, Soda, about what you wanted to see? Because you have to really define what you want to expect out of the observation. You know what I mean? Like you said, you want to see the curve of the Earth, and I'm assuming you mean right to left.
It might make it. It won't change your mind, mate.
Okay. Anyway, so we are setting up a balloon, Mr. Wise, and I don't care whose mind it changes, of course.
No,
But
I
it does
think
have
we
to
should
have.
still do it. Absolutely do it.
That's what I'm saying. But
Is
part
this
of that process is defining what it is that we're doing. So
Is this like the Dwayne Kellum thing? He already did that, right? He sent a balloon with a GoPro and a Sony P, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, here's the problem I have with these videos, okay? The reason that I want to do it by myself, regardless of if Kosho gets involved or not, well, I told Kosho about it, and then he said he was already doing it, so then we planned on just doing it together, whatever. But the reason I want to do it on my own, sure, other people have done it, but I've seen videos where there is curve, and I've also seen videos where there's not curve, so which fucking video am I supposed to believe here? So I want to do it for myself, okay? There's a problem with that. If anyone in here has a problem with that, then whatever.
That's fair. But what will you do with the video when you see it? Like, how will you verify it?
What do you mean? How do I verify it? I'm the one that took the
Well,
video.
if it you're the one that took it and you see it. But if it looks curved, it could be the lens or it could be not.
We're gonna make sure it's not the lens.
All right.
So she'll just believe the one that she's saying. Okay, so she'll do it so that when she sees the image, she'll think that's the real. The correct
Sees
image.
it. Yeah. That seems like the statement, but I don't.
Listen, Kosho and I have been researching this for months now. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
it's not like you're not gonna see what you see, but the question is like, how do you know what? How do you interpret what you see? I guess.
Right now, they don't have control of the variables. They don't know what lens was used, or they don't know lots of little details. But when they do it themselves, they'll know those variables, and so they can trust the result.
that's exactly right, Scott. And I appreciate you clearing that up. And also, that's also why I'm. It's important for us, Soda, to define. You got to have hot mic a little bit, Soda, but so we have to define what it is we are testing or measuring, so that we know, so that we don't just get a picture back and determine after the fact what it is we see. We can think about it beforehand, what we expect to see in either case, or what we want to test for, or what we want to measure exactly. So that way we're not making like a conclusion after the fact.
Shouldn't your predictions like match that though? Like if you predict that you'll see this, like you should see that, seems.
Well, they have to predict it. They just want they're just trying to observe.
I mean, if your observation matches the prediction, then that would confirm it.
Well,
right?
but they're just looking for an observation, right? They don't have a prediction. They say it could be one, it could be the other. Let's just set up a video camera and see which one it is.
Mhm.
Anyway, but yeah, I have my test. I told you the test I explained earlier. No one commented on. There's that plus just the drop of the horizon in general, which I'll include as one aspect. But those are the tests that I'm. Okay, go ahead, monkey.
Well, I was gonna ask you, how much money do you need to do that?
I can answer that after I'm finished saying what I'm saying. Okay. If that's okay. Yeah. So those two tests put together. So that'll include what I'm. The only so far I'm preparing for that. I don't know what else to prepare for because I'm not sure exactly what you expect to see and how you expect to see it. It's not going to cost me anything, my man.
It shouldn't cost much with how much tech we have now, but like, what are you looking for, like, to fund that? Like,
Yeah,
I'm just trying to see. So does. No, I'm not going to pay. Not going to pay very much. But yeah. So what do you expect? What do you want?
You're not going to get money from people unless you ask for it. That's what I'm. Like, if you think it's like 5,000 or whatever the case may be, like, if you want people to fund that, then you gotta ask.
How much does it cost to make a big balloon like that goes up?
That's the worst answer in the world. The one that you wrote in the chat.
Why?
It's the worst answer I've ever seen in my life. Well, one, the second number is not reduced. That's one. Two, why you have it there. This whole thing makes me upset.
Correct though. It is correct though.
It's not correct, Scott.
Yes, it is. If you add those numbers together and you ultimately get the same number.
It's not true.
Yes, it is.
2/3 times 5 is not 2/3 plus 5.
Wait, just do it.
But hold on. Okay, fine. I'll just do it. I don't want to look stupid. Yeah, it's not right. Hold on.
Right. It is right.
No, it's not. Right.
See, Scott has math.
Like, yes, it is.
I thought 2/3 for some reason. It's not 2/3. It's one.
It's not 2/3, is it?
Okay. It's okay. Whatever. Yeah, it is right, actually.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Yeah, I know. Whatever, man.
I gave you the formula for it.
Grow up, man.
I'm giving you the formula. Is that the immature part?
No, it's not right, actually. I already realized
it is right, dude. You're so insane.
So what's 30 divided by 4? 7.5, isn't it? And what's that added together? 7.33.
What do you mean added together? It's not 7.33. What do you mean added together? 7.5 added together. Jesus Christ.
Hold up. Yeah, I know. I know what it is, man. No, it's not. 3 divided by 2.
What do you want me to tell you? I don't know what to do.
Oh, yeah, shit. Never mind, man. Never mind, dude. I fact up. I'll tell you what. That answer suffices. Even though the real answer is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is the answer.
That's great.
Whatever, Scott. Just because you can figure out the answer, even though you didn't know the parameters and you got the correct answer and it's harder than the regular answer, doesn't matter. It's 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I didn't think to think in the 1, 2, 3. That's great. I'm sure that would have come out eventually, but it's any number that meets this condition that I wrote. I just did it from all I did was do the algebra on x times y times z equals x plus y plus z. It's just the algebra until I got the answer.
If you include rational numbers, do you think there's probably a bunch of numbers that apply then, huh?
Yeah, if you had said just natural numbers, that I would have gotten 1, 2, 3. Probably only 1, 2, 3 is the only one that probably.
Yeah, well, congrats, man. Anyway,
You have to be so upset about it.
I'm not upset, dude. Anyway, where were we? Soda. Yeah, that's right. I was trying to ask you a question. I got sidetracked. But I'm honestly, if we can finally define that, because like I said, I know what I'm trying to look for, so I know what I'm setting out to do, and I have a computer that I'm programming, so that I can do exactly what I'm trying to get it to do. So yeah, if you just know exactly what you want to observe and what you'd expect in both cases, so that you know how you, because you want that defined before you set up a camera and try to take pictures or videos or whatever it is, because you don't know what you're going to need if you're going to need a video, or if you just could use pictures. You know what I mean? So that's going to make a big difference. Like, I only need pictures, so. Chemo. If you're going to say that, I'll say the truth, which is you probably got her banned for posting that video, but that was after she got banned. But that's why she got reprimanded.
Who cares about being banned?
Shit. She does.
Because she's 18.
You know what they said? They said everybody can come to ladies' night except for me.
They're such idiots. The whole thing's just so juvenile. I can't even stand it.
There's nothing juvenile about ladies' night.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty juvenile. Because it's ladies' night for flat earthers. And by definition, that means it's going to be super, super, super child.
You ever been to one of those parties where it's like corporate hoes and CEOs?
You mean as a theme, or like that's just the way it turned out?
That's the theme. That's the theme, yeah.
No, I've never been to that official thing. I've been to that party that's making fun of, though, the actual real corporate hoes.
Oh, really? Those are real parties?
Yeah. I mean, it's a real vibe, yeah.
Well, no, but this thing is that girls, like, everyone just super slutty, dude. It's like just a bunch of sluts. They'll wear like a suit jacket, like a coat jacket with a bra or something. Yeah. Anyway. Well, while we're waiting for Soda to come back, Scott, I'll have another riddle for you. In just 1 second.
So, Kosher, you think me posting a video of someone on the fence who turns to you guys for information, which you blatantly lie to her about, then she takes that information back over there. They tell her that the information's not validated. Then she takes that information back here and says they say that it's not validated.
So weird,
basically, what we've got here
You're
is
a grown-ass man, dude. Listen to
what we've got here is an individual who isn't able to discern the shape of the earth for themselves, right? So,
sure.
I would say that it's you guys got her banned from 24/7 for giving her false information.
I would say it was you.
Well, no, I misspoke.
Her chemo. I would say it was you telling her. How do you feel about that?
I didn't hear you because Kosher was over talking you, Sage.
Oh,
yeah.
You couldn't hear me.
Say it again there, Sage.
Just got her banned.
Yeah, I would say it was you, Chemo. I would say that was you 100%.
Because
you told them. You said she was talking to bad people. You said she was doing the bad.
The world be banning them.
Dude, they haven't before she was
anyway.
Yeah, I said she was talking to bad people.
You said she was.
You guys are not bad
people.
You guys are misinformed.
We're not. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You guys know that you're going through a session of therapy.
Banning her over something so stupid as to who she talks to or what she thinks or what questions she asks is just
correct.
Dumb.
But you guys know you guys are patients who are going through traumatic
really care though,
events.
Chemo. You really care. Apparently, you went and told people.
Okay, no, listen, dude. It's not correct. There's no point arguing that anymore. I spoke. I misspoke. I didn't mean him. It was his fault she got her banned. I was reading something he said, and I said that because I was thinking about.
I'm not going by
banned.
you. I'm not just going by you.
Yeah, I know, but she was banned already when she was over here. Okay, so that's why it doesn't make sense what you're saying. She was banned already. But what happened was, she talked about being banned, and that was in the video, and she was talking about them in the video, and so it got back to me that she was talking about from that video.
All right, well, let's clear it up. Chemo, did you tell on her or not?
Look, we've got two situations here, right? We're either dealing with criminals, which are you guys, giving her false information.
So you did tell on her.
Or we're dealing with
the
patients who need therapy, and you're giving misinformation to people who are trying to find out the shape of the Earth. Okay? You guys are not really in a position to discern where we live.
So you went. So you went and told. You went
Monkey,
and told
he
on.
didn't tell anybody anything. It was in the video that he posted. He had a video, and she had her talking about it in there.
I'm asking Chemo right now. All right.
So
Chemo, you went.
Yeah, what I did.
You went and told on her for being here.
No,
Is that true?
What I did, my actions were posting the link in 24/7, saying this is a must-watch. Quite interesting. Just as all the videos are a must-watch. So I recommend anyone watch what we talk about. How
you went and told on her.
Well,
all right.
I went and posted a link to a video on my channel, which I do daily when we discuss the shape of the Earth. So,
all right, that's all I wanted to know. That's fine.
Yeah. So I would go with definitely that because you guys gave her misinformation. We know there's no tangent to the horizon. We know the horizon's not physical. We know gravity's not a force. We know the Earth doesn't turn, doesn't spin, doesn't move. We know all of these things. Now, for you guys to tell this young lady here,
we know those things are true.
For you to tell this young lady these things are true without any evidence to back it up, Mr. Scott. It's one of the reasons.
All you got, Chemo, is that it appears curved and we can't feel rotation. Those are true statements. It looks flat and you can't feel rotation. I mean, that's all you got. Where's the proof?
Where's the proof of what?
The flat Earth.
Well, water cannot conform around the exterior of an object. You would need a force. We don't have that force.
We do have a force.
We know geodetic surveying cannot measure to a tangent because there is no physical horizon.
Of course there's a tangent.
So how are we using any of these mathematical experiments, these techniques to figure out the Earth is curving?
He asked you for proof questions. He didn't ask you for questions. He asked you to prove.
Well, water. We have water. Water is your number one proof. If you can demonstrate otherwise, then yeah, you may have an opportunity to talk about the globe.
How do you prove it with water? What's the proof look like?
Well,
but like,
you're going against physics. Physics says water will find its level, and you're saying no. You're saying this. We can defy physics, and we can have water conform to the exterior of a ball or an object.
So how do you prove it? How do you prove it then?
But you're defying. You'd have to demonstrate you can defy.
You tell somebody they're defying physics. That's how you prove it.
Yeah, show how you can defy physics.
I don't think that's the proof, buddy.
Right, and that's my point. In your head, in your mind.
So how do you prove it? You said it's a flat Earth. How do you prove it?
How do you prove a flat Earth?
Yes, that's the question you got asked. You have not yet answered it.
Well, he's just said it. We see it's flat. It's obvious. Why would you think anything different?
That's not a proof, though.
But why would you think anything different than what you observe?
My question for you is, how do you prove
By observing it.
Observing is not proof. You know.
What's the claim? The claim is we observe a flat Earth, and you want me to prove what we see.
Yes, we're asking you. Can you prove that the Earth is flat? You don't seem to be able to do anything except for ask questions.
Well, it's self-evident. You wouldn't require proof.
So you don't have proof of it?
No, you have the proof.
Do you or don't you have proof?
I have the proof, you have the proof, we all have the proof.
Well, now you're just talking nonsense.
We all have, it's self-evident, we all see flat. If someone says to you that it's curving, then we have to say...
It sounds like you make more sense if you just say, I don't know a proof, or I don't have proof, or it would take too long. When you start saying like lyrics to weird nonsense songs, I have the proof, you have the proof, everybody has the proof. What are we supposed to do? You just sound childish at that point.
But we don't go anywhere from that point. We stick at that point. I see flat, you see flat, we all see flat. Until some crazy person says, no, the Earth is curving. Then we ask them, how do you know? How have you measured that? Right? Because nobody has seen curvature. Nobody has measured curvature. Step right up. Step right up. Who's the person who's seen and measured curvature?
Well, just give us a proof that it's flat.
I said, you are my proof.
No, you didn't. You said
you will give me a testimony. You will give me a testimony that the Earth is flat. If I need a witness,
I think that's for testimonies.
If I need a witness to prove my claim, Mr. Scott is number one person.
That's what I was going to
just give proof.
Bromy just put up a good picture. No, Bromy put up a good picture. Which, why is it we all see the same moon, which is not CGI and not fake, and it looks different in the northern and southern hemisphere? It's flipped. You can't explain that on a flat model.
Okay, show me how it looks different.
You're in Australia and you take a picture of a full moon, and then I wait for it to come around or whatever, and I take a picture of it here in the States. It's gonna be flipped.
What was
that big crater on the bottom of the moon is gonna be up top for you, and it's gonna be on the bottom for me. Explain that.
What was your perspective? What was your perspective? What
Can
position
you explain
did you?
that,
Just look up at the damn moon when it's in the middle of the sky.
Yeah, but what position did you view it from?
Can you explain it, Kimo?
Well, it depends on what position you're from. Yeah, absolutely, I can explain this, but it depends on your
all positions. Explain it in general.
Well, if you're looking at it from the ground, you're going to have a skewed obstruction because of the atmosphere. So you won't get a clear picture of what you're looking at. Now, if you're looking at from above the clouds, way high in the sky, then you'll have a much clearer picture of what's going on. So where did you have these viewings from, Bumper?
How do you view from above the clouds?
Look, two people have done this. I don't know who they are, but they have done this. Just normal people like us. They're like, where you live, mate? Oh, I live in Australia. All right. Take a picture of the moon tonight when it's a full moon. Yeah. And then the dude waited for him in the States, you know, in like Wisconsin or Illinois or something. And then he took a picture of the moon, and the crater's on the bottom for us, and the crater's on the top.
Sure.
It's inverted. Sure. So how do you explain the same moon?
I've just told you. I've just explained it to you.
No, you didn't.
I say, what was the perspective? Was he in the atmosphere where the atmosphere acts like a lens, where we have lots of particulates, lots of reflection, lots of all kinds of things happening in the atmosphere? What was your perspective?
Okay. We're going to hide behind all of that. Perspective, angular velocity, and all of these mumbo-jumbo words when it's just, you can't explain that on a flat plane.
Yeah, I've just explained it to you.
You haven't. You just answered the question. Again.
Well, I just said to you, where were you having these locations from? Where were you taking them from?
He told you. He gave you the answer. Now, how can you explain?
Oh, if you're on the ground, there's no way you'll be able to take accurate measurements.
I didn't say anything about measurement. I didn't say anything about measurement. I said just straight up, it's flipped. It looks like a flipped moon. And how would that be?
What was your perspective to see this transition?
He told you already. Stop asking the question over and over. Just he's told you the answer.
A black sky, no clouds. Take a picture of the moon in Australia, and then I'll take a picture over here in Michigan, and I'm gonna see a different moon as far as the orientation. And do you know why that is?
What was the point of the transition? Did you catch that part?
Oh my God! You really just can't answer a single thing.
Did you catch it?
The only thing you know how to do is to play rhetorical games, Kimo. All you can do is ask questions and try to find some sort of question that might be confusing, or try to get a word to pun or to be ambiguous. Why can't you ever just sit and actually explain something? You know why? I'll tell you why. Because it's not true.
That's a big, oh, Scott, I hear you. It's a big one, Kimo. That one and lunar and solar eclipses.
That would be a big one. I get what you're saying. Sure, but did you manage to catch the transition from when you saw it one side and it flipped? Did you see that?
If you started probably to follow
so now we're entering the world of probably, if, buts, and maybes. So your whole paradigm is full of if, buts, and maybes.
Oh, it's not if.
Not
it's
much
two
to
people
go on, is it?
Don't
Probably.
play the semantics games with me.
Well, did you catch the sun when it made the flip from one side to the other? Did you see that, the transition?
That flat Earth guy was like Jesus and was converted.
Did you see the transition flip bumper or not?
No, you can't see it. It's subtle. It would be subtle over.
Over what? How
when
long?
it's coming.
How many hours? How long?
Fucking no.
You don't know. A lot of if, buts, and maybes and don't knows now, Bumper.
It's overhead. If the moon is
So
directly over your head.
You want me to answer something on an if, but, maybe, and I don't know. You want me to give an answer to you.
But maybe. Don't return this on me. I just asked you.
How can I answer your question on an if, but, maybe, don't know?
Chemo, if a person's in North America and another South America on the same evening at the exact same time, and they both take a picture of the moon at the exact same moment, one gets it one way, one gets it the other way. That's all there is to it. There's no waiting for a time for it to flip over or nothing.
Okay.
Transition. That's bullshit. You're just saying bullshit right there.
The picture the next day when he came around because he was working or something. The dude was honest as shit. He said, "Dude, I got your picture. I'm gonna go out and take it tonight." And he just took it. You know. And he always sees the moon that way in the northern hemisphere. It's just what you see.
Yeah, I've said to you, have you been high enough to make the correct observation? You said no.
There's no high and there's no low. It's just I look at the moon.
Oh yeah, you globers don't understand how the atmosphere works like a lens, acts like a lens. A lot of turbidity, a lot of suspended matter. You've never recognised this before.
To get a blood moon and a lunar eclipse, the light is bent around the Earth.
Again, you're presupposing the answer here.
Well,
southern hemisphere.
That's because it falls to the blue spectrum.
It's called affirming consequences fallacy. Because blood moon, Earth curve. Because Earth curve, blood moon. A lot of your arguments are based on this fallacy here, yes? Without any actual measurements to back it up.
Even I'll negate the eclipse because you want to obfuscate that, but you can't deny that somebody in the northern hemisphere sees the crater at the bottom and it's flipped the other way for the other guys.
Did you see it? Did you see it flip?
You don't see it flip. It just does it over time as it's rotating and coming around.
Okay. Did somebody track when it flipped?
Did somebody had a plane with a bunch of fuel to follow it? Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look.
Gradually. I don't have a plane.
Could someone predict?
Yeah, we've had somebody track the sun over many hours.
Reject it anyway. You would reject it. Did you have enough fuel? Oh, you didn't have enough fuel.
To reject at least.
Did you have 10,000 gallons of fuel to?
You haven't given me anything to reject. You've given me nothing, not to reject or accept.
Well, Chemo, you've seen the eclipse. Like we predicted that, right?
I know, have we? I mean, those things have been known for thousands of years, yes?
Yeah, that's good. How did we know them for thousands of years?
Well, people watch the skies, they track the skies, they track the celestial bodies, and they see a pattern.
And then they come up with a hypothesis to explain that?
No, you just have a pattern.
Oh, just a pattern.
Just a
but
pattern, yes.
Nobody ever tried to explain why that was.
What's to explain? It goes, does it again and again and again. It's a pattern.
You see it. Yeah.
Not like the sun goes backwards one day and says, "Oh, it's going the other way." Yeah, I didn't realize that.
But would you want to explain why that happened?
What if the sun went the other way?
No, why it happens. What you see it.
Or if the sun stopped.
Yeah, whatever you're saying. The eclipse, the sun doing things.
You just track them.
Would you want to explain it?
How to track the sun?
Would you want to explain it if you saw something in the sky and it happened several years in a row? Would you not try to explain it?
In what terms?
In terms of trying to explain it.
Like what? It goes around. It's going to come back again. It will rise. It will come back. It will set. It will come. What do you mean?
Yeah. And maybe say like, oh, that's out there, and this is doing that, and there's a reason for these things, something like that.
Yeah, we've given you the reason. The atmosphere gives you the obstruction, the blockage, and the illusion of the sun staying the same size. Now, if you were to go above the clouds, as I keep telling you, and make your observations, you would see the sun get smaller and smaller. The angle would change. You would see a very small sun as well, local sun.
Now a
lot of your observations are made on the ground, which is causing a lot of confusion when you try to calculate. Just like the horizon.
So
when look how close you were to the ground, and you can't even measure the physical horizon. Now you're trying to measure something way up in the sky. You can't even measure something 3 miles away. What makes you think you can measure something above the clouds?
Do you think that any of these people back then that were looking at the sky, do you think that any of them came up with that explanation?
Yeah, I mean, I think they pretty much knew the answer. The truth has just been hidden, that's all. We're trying to work our way back now, right? We're trying to regain the past knowledge that was taken away from us, obviously. Because nobody can work out where we live.
Hidden. It's been hidden from us.
Yeah. The shape of the Earth has been hidden.
But you could just look at the sky and see the eclipse.
Well, I wouldn't hidden or brainwashed. We were hypnotized into seeing an onion, and actually it was an apple, or an apple when it was an onion. You know what I mean? So we thought we were biting into an apple. It was actually an onion. So what we thought we were looking at was a ball, but in actual fact, it was a flat plane. So just hypnotism. That's all. We were all deceived. Quite easy if you know how to hypnotize somebody.
Yeah, you could even take, if you can see the moon like that during the day, which that guy just posted, and you can see the moon right now at night wherever you are in Australia, it's going to be different. And you still haven't explained it. You're saying refraction. It's not. It's
refraction.
Rotation.
No one's talking about refraction. I'm talking about turbidity.
Earlier.
Talking about I didn't mention refraction. I said suspended matter. Turbidity.
Are you in Australia? You sound Australian, but I can't tell.
No, I'm not in Australia.
He's in the UK, mate.
My headphones are crap, so everyone sounds like a robot right now. I got to go out and buy a new headset.
But a lot of your observations are made from the ground. So again, if you were to go higher, you would see the horizon a lot further than it's supposed to be. A lot of the objects in the sky are a lot closer than they're supposed to be. So it's quite bizarre. Well, for me, you've done everything backwards. You've put the sun, the moon far away, they're close. You put the horizon close when it's actually far away, if there is such a horizon. So,
let's say that's true.
Yeah.
Let's say that's true. What you're saying, you see the things, blah, blah. Well, how come humanity has not seen that before?
Humanity has seen that, but there was a huge effort, propaganda, television, books, literature.
1960s. Like, come on. What about before that?
Like I say, you have the media, newspapers, books, posters.
So in the 1960s is when they came up with this lie. But before that, people...
No, I mean, I would have thought from the beginning of time they would have wanted to change the perception of how we see things. From the beginning, from the first... Not from the first man, but when we have the first man and the first man who wants to deceive the first man, the first man who wants to deceive would have been about, let's change the way you see the world. So from the beginning, yeah, absolutely.
We have records from like the 1700s of the experiments, right?
Sure.
Like that's the earliest I think there, like the late 1700s.
Say, yeah, that's what they say. So they say, yeah. I mean, like, if they say that, okay, we don't doubt it. But the idea is today, the here and now. What can be done here and now? Measurements, observations, and we're able to do that. And we're able to show that this 3959 is not a reality by any means.
What about the stars, Chemo? What about the stars that you don't see in southern?
Stars? I mean, we wonder what... You know the song, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, Oh, I Wonder What You Are, right? We all wonder, what are these twinkling stars in the sky? How are they there?
I don't care what they are. They're balls of light. Okay, but why is it I can see certain ones in the northern hemisphere and I can't see the other ones down below?
Sure.
Like
turbidity.
Once again, referring to Australia and like Northern America.
Yeah, I mean, lights only shine so far, right?
If we're flat and I'm looking at a ceiling overhead, shouldn't everybody see the same sky?
What, if I take a torch and put it close to the ground, will that light the entire floor?
took a torch and held it 100 feet off the ground in Australia, I'm not going to see it in the States if the Earth was flat.
Are stars close to the ground? They don't seem to be. They seem far.
That's not what I'm saying. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If this dome is overhead, or if this sky is all overhead and everything is flat, and we just look up on a clear night, we should all see the same stars. If I look to the right, because they're further than us.
There's no such thing as a clear night.
Oh, you'll get a clear night eventually.
There's no such thing. What are you talking about? A clear night? Who's cleared the atmosphere?
Let's just say if we look straight up, we'll just use straight up. If I look straight up and I see this particular star pattern, we'll just say the Big Dipper or something. You're not going to see the Big Dipper in Australia because you're on the other part of the Earth, which is curved, and you're going to see those other stars. So on a flat plane, you would see the same Big Dipper. It would probably just be more to your left or to your right, and that doesn't exist. You don't see the same star patterns on a flat Earth.
No, but we see stars go to the apparent horizon, right? So we know that horizon.
How about the ones that are completely not seen? You're not going to see them unless you go to that country.
That's my point. So if we have stars that reach the apparent horizon, which is not physical, so we know now there are stars beyond this layer of suspended matter. Why can't we see those stars? Simply because turbidity, not because of the physical nature of the Earth. Turbidity.
Oh, here's another word we got to break down. Turbidity.
Turbidity.
Okay.
Yeah. So the idea is that, yeah, we see things go to the horizon. We know this for a fact, but we also know that the horizon is not physical. You cannot measure that physical horizon. You cannot have a tangent line over that horizon point there. So, what is that? That's what we're asking you guys. You say it's the Earth. If it's the Earth, we need a physical measurement. You don't have that. So we have to go back to our answer.
Let's just say it's not even a globe. Like Jose did the other day on his channel. He said, we're not talking about globe. We're only talking about flat Earth today. Flat Earth is on trial.
Right. No. The model would be on trial, which we don't have a model. But if you wanted to...
not?
The only way flat Earth can be on trial is if you try to put water on trial. So we've got a bowl of water. Now we're saying, look, they say that this water can conform around the exterior of this bowl or an object. So you now have to show, look, yes, Judge, we can make this water because we have gravity. We can make mass attract mass because we have gravity. And that is what's on trial here, not the entire flat plane. You have to demonstrate that
you don't have a model, so you don't conform to the ice wall flat Earth model thing.
I mean, I guess we would have a wall to contain the water. An ice wall would be logical, right? But no one's been there. Seen walls, but we haven't been there.
But if the Earth is observably flat, then why wouldn't that model work for you?
Why wouldn't what, sorry?
If the Earth is observably flat, which is true, it is observably flat.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you go into a plane like 30,000-ish mile, 30,000 feet up, whatever, I've been in planes all my life, it is observably flat.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, if that's what you want to go by, it's a big flat plane. Maybe it's got some ups and downs and some bumps, okay? Some hills and some mountains, okay? Yeah. Then what other model would you go with? It's all of a sudden
I would go, and if you want a model, I would go with Walter Bislin's flat Earth model. Not that I agree with any model, because we know their reifications, but he explains a lot of these things that you're asking, like the eclipses, the equinox.
I need a model. I need a model to model it with numbers and things, or we can make up new math.
Go and look at Walter Bislin. Go to Google, type in Walter Bislin flat Earth model, and you'll see the model there. And you have to decide: do I agree with gravity or with the way the light just bends in the atmosphere and things like this? So you have two choices: either go with reality, which is we can see the flat Earth, or the fantasy.
So the explanation would be light, I guess.
Well, it's what happens in. I mean, again, have a look at Walter. I mean, I haven't looked at it in depth because I don't adhere to models because they're reifications. But if you Globe Earthers want a model with numbers, then Walter Bislin has done a fantastic job.
Yeah, he made that model to show it doesn't work. Chemo.
So he's saying light.
He didn't make that model to say, "Hey, look, this is how the Earth is."
No, I understand. So you have two options because neither model works. The globe model doesn't work, and you could say the flat Earth doesn't model work. This is why I don't support any model. Now, you can go with the globe, but we know the Earth is not curving. We know you don't have a force. So you can go with that model if you want. That doesn't work, but you can still choose it. Or you can go with the flat Earth model, which tells you the light bends things around and gives you the obstruction that you need. And that's entirely up to you if you want to go with a reified version of events, right?
I'm gonna do one more question, and I'm gonna be done.
Yeah.
What would it take for you, Chemo, to believe that the Earth is globe in 40 years, 50 years from now?
Yeah. Well, what would go a long way? A lot of the flat earthers don't agree with this, but for me, I could help push the globe heliocentric model to the maximum if we had this force. If you could show mass attracting mass, this would end a lot of the arguments because we already have an explanation for why things fall, which is density. So
you don't even need to go to space. You just want a mass.
I just want to see a mass. If you can show mass attracting mass and there's a force within those two objects pulling.
What if the Bible was compatible with?
So that's
science?
the idea. Here's Bumper. If you could provide me an experiment that could show.
You're different. So I'll get you on that one. Other ones say if I go to space and see with my own eyes and it's curved, then I'll believe. Other ones say they'll go to space and then they'll still blame the windows in the spaceship or the helmet that they're wearing appears to make things look. Those are the more excuses. At least you've given something that's completely different, and you want mass attracts mass. So your brain is thinking of an experiment that you can't explain.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the reasons why I question.
Fair enough.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I'm talking about this, question this, because I doubt you guys would say mass attracts mass without the actual experiment. That would be absolutely ludicrous, right? Bumper. So there should be in a vacuum somewhere.
Anything about ludicrous? I just wanted to know what would make you come back or whatever, and you said it. You want to math.
Because Bumper, my question, even growing up, was how did the water stay on the board on Earth? How I even remember asking Mother, how does that happen?
Gravity.
She said gravity. I accepted gravity. We're now older. We will now have to prove gravity. We have to demonstrate gravity.
I'm asking still the same question myself. Why does the moon look like this in Australia, but look like this here in Michigan? And
we know that. That's easy. Yeah, that's the atmosphere.
You said refract.
Not refraction. It's not refraction. It's just suspended matter.
On a globe model, it makes sense. So I have to reject your thinking. So,
well, the globe, like I say, it's your choice. It's an opinion-based situation. If you want to go with magical forces, or if you want to go with magical light bending, that's entirely up to you. Okay? That's your choice. It's your opinion. You say, "Oh, I want to go with the force," or "I want to go with light."
Chemo, just stop being so ridiculous.
And that's the two options. Obviously, some go with concave, and some other options, but. In order for the Earth to be a ball, you'd have to have a force. Because you have to have the force pulling the masses together to form the ball in the first place. Mass attracts mass, you see? One particle, another particle pulls together, pulls another one, and then it holds the water on. And then the moon pulls the tides, because that's supposed to be a force pulling the... you have to show. No gravity, no globe. Heliocentric's got to go. No gravity.
Well, how would we know, Chemo?
Because you just have two masses attracting to one another.
And what would that mean to you?
That would be a huge phenomena. I'd be like, how on earth is that magnetism? Did somebody kick it? Is it electricity? You'd be like, no, none of that. So what's going on? You're like, that's gravity. So then I have to get my head around that there is this force of mass attracting mass, but we've never seen this. We've never observed such a thing. That's what it would do. It would change the game for a lot of science, a lot of people who understand forces. But That's what we're looking for here.
All right. Well, it seems to me you're unhappy with the name and your inability to take a picture of the alleged force. So therefore, you want to act like it doesn't happen and reject it, even though you see it in action, and attempt to give it other names and explanations. You still have the result, which is the same.
You can call it what you like. You can call it what you like. Just want to see the action. Want to see the phenomena of the attraction. Now, Bumper's shown.
What about porpoising?
Bumper, this is not the experiment we're looking for. We're
Objects
looking
fall
for
to the ground
an experiment where all the variables have been accounted for. Now that's what science is. See?
What do you think about that?
We know about atmospheric displacement, air displacement. We know about temperature change, temperature rising. We know about air currents, air circulation. So they could be a possible cause, Bumper, in your experiment that you're showing us here. So you'd have to show Cavendish in a vacuum, which would settle the argument, because therefore we would eliminate all those variables.
The air displacement.
Air displacement is.
asking him a question.
Air displacement is. Air displacement. So air displacement, monkey sages. So if you're standing in a room, and then you move from one spot to another spot, all that air will go rushing into the area that you've just vacated. Yes.
For how long?
Just like in water, right? So if you're going to water, there's no water where you are, right? Sage. So obviously, when you move from one place to another, the water will just rush in and fill the space, the available space. You see, and that's how. Remember, it will fill the available space because you have now made a space, a void in that room. So when you move, you create a void, so it has to now fill the space. So we all know that anyway. So the idea is not Sage. The idea is Bumper with your experiment here. It's not in a vacuum. So we have air currents that could be a possible cause.
Dawn, are you there? Are you there, Dawn?
And I looked up because I've never heard a flat earth say that mass attracts mass. Blah blah blah. I want an experiment.
Yeah, but your experiment is.
It doesn't matter. You'll probably reject it anyway unless you do it yourself, and you can verify it yourself and yourself and yourself and more of yourself. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I give you. It does. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I take your mother to space. It doesn't matter.
It does matter. If you give me a bogus experiment versus a bona fide accepted experiment, it matters. Now, you've given me a bogus experiment, you see? Now, a bona fide experiment would be one where we can see in a vacuum chamber, mass attracted. Just like when NASA dropped the two balls.
You want a vacuum? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, you want a mass, but you want it in a vacuum now. Okay. So okay. So we got to go to space for that. Or we got to go to that big chamber that sucks out what's the thing in NASA that sucks out all the air out of everything. But even then you're going to have a small chamber. Yeah, they have one in NASA. What, don't they test suits?
Absolutely, Bumper. If you can get NASA to have two balls, objects, and they attract to one another, that's pretty much good night flat Earth for me. Because like I say, I will have the reason for why water... Now, again, this will upset a lot of flat Earthers, but for me...
You want us to
we'll have the reason why water sticks to the ball, Bumper. But right now, we don't have any good reason for that. None whatsoever.
You want us to accept what you're saying, but there have been many launches of rockets that you've seen. You've seen them, Chemo. You have seen them. You've been here. Many launches.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right.
Hello.
Hey,
does everyone want to continue to listen to Chemo's bullshit, or can we let Dawn talk to me and try and convince me about the Illuminati?
We can get into that, Brummy, in the next 5 minutes or so. We're just wrapping up. Because we're just wrapping up.
It's not 5 minutes. It's going to go on for 10 minutes if you go.
No.
We don't really know what the Earth is. We don't really know.
It won't go for much longer.
Go on, Brummy. Go on.
Just wrapping up because
what does everyone want to listen to? Do you want to listen to Chemo wrap up his stupid bullshit conversation, or should we listen to Dawn tell us about how they live?
We can get into that absolutely. But the idea
that's what we're
is
trying
that
to get into, but you keep talking.
What the idea, Brummy, was that soda
No one cares, Chemo. It's the same shit.
Because you've missed the beginning of the conversation. You've just
I
joined.
don't care.
No, it's the same shit.
What does everybody want to hear? To be honest, everyone speak up. Do you want to listen to Chemo wrap up his bullshit conversation, or should we?
I don't want to hear Dawn.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
So let's just wrap. We can wrap it up now. We are coming to an end. It's about that time, Brummy. You've come at the right time. So yeah, the word on the street is soda was banned from 24/7 because of what I posted or said something 24/7. Seems not the case.
Yeah, you snitched on her.
What happened is she was getting information from Globe Earthers who were giving her misinformation. She was taking that information back and forth. She was confused, which is understandable.
Good thing you protected her.
As a result of you guys, the Globe Earthers, confusing someone on the fence, it was taken as an offence because she's bringing your arguments which have no basis.
You can spin it that way, but
your arguments have no basis, no grounding, no evidence to back it up. So, as I warned you before, the Flat Earth community are very serious about their claims. And they don't have time for a circus, so to speak. They want evidence right now. They want proof right now, yesterday.
That makes you feel better, I guess. But
yeah,
anyway.
The idea is that people are being lied to, children, students all over the world, and that can obviously take away your journey, or whatever journey it is that you're supposed to be on. So that can conclude that. That can wrap that up. Does anyone else have anything to say on that? No?
Well, you've got one more thing to say about it, Chemo. Okay. And that is, why do you need to see this demonstration of mass attracting mass, as you put it?
Because it's a phenomenon that we've never seen before, that we are told exists. That's why.
Now, how can you say that if you're looking at it?
Well, we're told mass attracts mass. We're told there's a pulling force.
We say. Mm-hmm. Now, what if that's not true?
Okay, that sounds good.
What if mass doesn't attract mass?
Good.
What if objects of mass accelerate towards the surface of the Earth at 9.8 meters per second squared for some other reason?
Sure.
Then what?
Then we have to explore that reason.
But then what does that mean for the globe?
Well, you'd have to demonstrate that reason first, right? To give the globe a meaning. It has no meaning. The globe has no meaning. In order to have meaning, you'd have to demonstrate.
No, and no. Because here's your problem, Chemo.
Okay.
Regardless of the reason, water accelerates towards the surface of the Earth at 9.8 meters per second squared.
Again,
now,
not to burst
you have demonstrably the reason for the water sticking to the surface of the sphere, because everything does that.
Yeah.
Actually,
gravity of the Earth,
helium, very light molecules, things like that. But you see, it doesn't matter if it's gravity, if it's called gravity, or whatever. We see it happening. You know it's there. You guys play this game with the word gravity to try to act like we can't have a sphere without knowing every goddamn minute detail about gravity. And it's a joke. It's dishonest as fuck. You know it. And I recommend, matter of fact, Chemo, consider this a cease and desist order. Got it? Don't make me involve Riley.
Okay. And
we'll send you a letter. I will hire Riley to send you that cease and desist letter. And you'll be in trouble then, sir.
Thank you.